Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from today. We are so glad to be once again presenting this show before you. Welcome to the Science Exploration Zambia. I am your host, Louis Moema, and I am joined by Caleb Munemo. Hi, Caleb, how are you doing?
Yes, Messi, what's up? How are you?
I'm good. I want to talk on something that people have asked us about, that is the coronavirus in our school. So I'm going to bring up this topic that is Corona did not steal my school away. That is our topic for today. Quite catchy, isn't it?
Yeah, very, very catchy. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just going to ask you first of all, when you heard about the Corona getting into our country, what happened? What did you do about it? How did you feel about it? First question.
Okay, yeah, definitely I was scared because looking at how other countries were, how the virus was spreading in other countries, it was very scary. So when I heard that Zambia was recording its first cases of COVID-19, it was scary. Like, okay, I looked at how a lot of things had stopped moving in other countries and was like, I feared, meaning schools were going to stop, a lot of things were going to be on a hold. So it was something that really, really scared me. Yeah.
Exactly. When you got the news about schools closing, how was your reaction like? What's the first thought that hit you?
Okay. Concerning schools, what like hit me first was, when you're home, it's not really, really effective. Like the way you'd study when you're at school and the way you'd study when you're home. There's always that difference. So like I thought, the first thought I had was concerning my studies. I was like, oh, this is going to be hard. And amidst a crisis like this, the government can just say, okay, let's resume schools, and then you'll be having exams like the next few weeks. So it's pressure for me. I looked at my studies. I was like, okay, this is really, really going to affect me. But trying to cope,
Okay.
trying to study even in the midst of this pandemic, because definitely at the end of it all, exams are going to be written, and I'm supposed to adapt to the new environment, which is e-learning. So I would say it was news that really affected my studies. And I don't know if I'm the only one, but I've also heard people complaining about this. But yeah.
Exactly. Speaking of that, I heard about this outbreak, I think on a Wednesday, and I heard that schools will close on a Friday. When I got that news, I was studying, literally. I was studying my chemistry. And when I had that, I got pissed. I got scared. I just shut my books and I went straight home to cry. It was so bad. So I was afraid as well. I was really scared. Like, what is going to happen next? What's going to happen to our academics and everything? But my lecturer taught me that, you know what, as a youth, as a child, as a student, you always have to learn to adapt. Nothing will always go in one way, in one direction. No, there's times when you have to fall. There's times when people tremble and are scared because of such things as the coronavirus outbreak. But you have to find a way to adapt to it. Okay, we can't keep saying, oh, because of corona we cannot study, because of corona no more school, because of corona my life is dead. No, I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
want to ask you now, speaking of adapting, how did you adapt to, there's now online learning. Are you doing online learning?
Yeah, e-learning, being online. Yeah.
E-learning. Okay. How did you adapt to this e-learning?
Okay, yeah. I would say it was very hard, like because what's happening now is, for example, the platforms we're using at our school, it's a bit challenging because there's an issue of logging in, there's an issue of being attentive when the teacher is teaching, and it's online. There's a difference between face-to-face learning and e-learning. But at the end of it all,
Exactly.
what you're supposed to know is that what's attached there is your destiny, your academics, and everything. So you're supposed to put in effort. One of the motivations is to say, okay, I really want to graduate like fast, and playing around won't
Hmm.
actually help me. I just have to adapt to the new environment of e-learning. Have to work hard, have to attend classes. I just have to be there when needed. And looking at how strict our schools are, if you don't log in, if you don't attend those classes, they've put in place systems that will note people that are present in those classes. So again,
Okay.
it takes it whether I like it or not, I just have to attend. But again, I'm adapting because, and looking at how we're advancing with technology, definitely these are going to be platforms that will be used in future. And we've heard of people who've gotten PhDs, master's degrees
Mm-hmm.
using online learning. So we just have to adapt. It's a new era of technology. In future, there's a possibility people won't even fancy face-to-face learning, but they'll prefer
Yeah.
e-learning. So I would say I've adapted very well, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. Though
Okay.
tricky sometimes if you're lazy, but you just have to pull yourself
Mm-hmm.
because there's destiny that's attached to it. So you just have to like work hard. Yeah.
That's well articulated. Caleb, I just like you to be practical and to tell people who are watching this how you manage to adapt and how you think they can adapt with their academic life being on hold, yet they are at home and trying to, continue with this whole learning program, this whole studies of theirs. What do you have to tell them?
Okay, yeah. Just like I've always said, for example, I'll give an example in a group, and you guys are you made there's this thing where you've got a group at school and maybe that group is playful. At the end of the day, this is what I call self-realization. You're supposed to know that at the end of it all, your destiny is one that's attached to everything. So
Mm-hmm.
effort has
So
to
true.
be effort has to be there. First, you look at what's happening. It's not only in Zambia. I've heard people complaining, hey, e-learning, e-learning. Yes, we're complaining,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
who are we going to blame? We can't blame the government. There's no person that we're going to blame right now. We're
Exactly.
supposed to be grateful that there's even such platforms right now that at least we're being updated. Our academic calendars are not yet disturbed. We don't know what's going to happen next, but as it stands, the calendar is still on, and when we're supposed to push so that we graduate at the estimated time. But if you're going to
Mm-hmm.
uh, say, okay, blame games, this is not working, then it's not going to work for you. So the first thing that you have to do is self-realization. Know what's attached to this
Exactly.
e-learning. It counts. There are people who graduated in good degrees using e-learning. So meaning we can also adapt. And secondly, I think you're supposed to understand. And people that are complaining, I really, really don't know why they're complaining because yes, quite all right, you can complain, but it's a global pandemic. All countries are affected.
Exactly. True
Countries like
that.
the
True
States,
that.
United States of America, the UK,
Mm-hmm.
all those guys, like they're using the same e-learning platforms. Because a friend of mine who's in the States,
Mm-hmm.
actually, they even wrote exams for them, and yeah, they manage writing exams. So meaning it's actually going to happen even here because we've got cases that have been recorded on a daily basis. And as it stands, I don't think anyone is going to go back to school with how the situation is. So
Okay.
self realization, understanding the situation, and I think knowing your goal, still sticking to your goal. The goal is to graduate
Exactly.
at the end of it, or the goal is
Mm-hmm.
to finish. You've got an estimated time. Okay, if it's a 4-year program, if it's a 5-year program, you want it to end by 5 years. So you won't
Mm-hmm.
allow Corona to to block you from graduating at the estimated time of the
Exactly.
course. So yeah, I
Exactly.
think that's what I would say. I don't know if this makes sense, but yeah.
It does make so much sense. So most of all, we are to focus, focus, focus. Okay. We started the year going a very normal year. We were in schools. We told ourselves that okay, by this time I should be done with my exams. I should have graduated. Keep to it, stick to it, and just focus this whole time. Okay. Caleb Monemo, I am grateful for this time. I am always glad to be a part of this program. And the audience out there, I am happy that you tuned in today. I hope you have learned one or two things. Please do spread the word. Caleb, thank you for today. Have a lovely day ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, and it's good to be on this show. Till next time.